Hello and welcome to our very final live chatty here in the pit lane. Now, it has been an absolutely cracking season so far, and we've got a double-header race happening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, live in Battersea Park. I'm Nicki Shields, and I'm joined by our two commentators who are back together, Jack Nicholls and Dario Franchitti. Dario, nice of you to join us this weekend.
Oh, thanks, Nicki. It's good to be back. And the final two is, I think it's going to be epic.
It is going to be a nail-biting one, isn't it? But before we talk about that, we should probably discuss why we're eating cake live on our
I finished
chatty.
mine.
Dario's greedy in his finishes. We're actually celebrating Canada Day, and also a partnership between Faraday Future and Dragon Racing. And to tell us a little bit more about that is Keith, the commercial director. Keith, come and join us. Thanks for the cake.
Oh, you're welcome. Very welcome.
I presume you're Canadian or something?
Well, as one of the few Canadians in Formula E and the only Canadian on Dragon, I felt we should celebrate Canada Day with a bit of cake today.
And I believe I'm dressed accordingly. Apparently it's
you're
red and white. Or
Dragon and
almost,
Canadian. You've got the colours perfectly, Nicki. You look great.
And how are you feeling ahead of this weekend? Big weekend for you guys.
Well, of course, today we had an incredible opportunity. We launched our relationship with Faraday Future, and they're going to be a technical partner and sponsor for the next 4 years. So that's fantastic for us. It's an incredible opportunity to be involved with a new EV company, and it's perfect for the sport and perfect for us. So we're excited about that.
And are they going to help in the design and build of the powertrain?
Yes, going into season 4, they'll start getting involved in that. We have a new powertrain that we'd already built and designed for this year, so starting in season 4. But in the meantime, they're going to get involved with software updates and any kind of technical area. They have hundreds of engineers that they've pulled from all sorts of OEMs around the world, so they're a fantastic company. We're looking forward to it, and it gives us a nice budget to challenge the big teams.
We've seen a lot of the big teams having big partners, like Renault with EDAMs and that kind of thing. Was this always the goal for Dragon?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just joined Dragon about 3 months ago from Team Aguri, and what I really liked about Jay's philosophy was we'll do a deal when it's the right deal with the right company, and we didn't just want to be simply with an OEM naturally. We wanted to look at a company that would be purely about what Formula E is about, not just, a typical manufacturer. And we think that's what Faraday represent. And plus, they're right in LA, right around the corner from us.
It's going to be good, isn't it? Should we ask Jerome some questions?
Oh, Jerome.
No?
Hello. I
Okay,
thought
no,
you
you
weren't
can
joining
go
us
away
for
now.
chatting.
Do you
I
want the
thought you were
cake?
too busy.
Go on, have the cake.
You look like you prefer cake to me.
Wow.
So evil, so evil. So Jerome, come on, tell us what's in store for this weekend. What do you think of the track? Are we going to have a wet race?
Well, I don't know. That you gotta ask the weather. I don't know, but it looks like for sure we're gonna have at least one session in the wet. The track is great. I think they still improved it compared to last year. I mean, turn 8, yes, it's still bumpy, but where is it? It's not bumpy in Formula E. It's bumpy everywhere. So I think that's not gonna be too much of an issue. It's gonna be an issue with, a challenge with the energy. So it looks looking like an exciting race. Plus commented by Jack. It's always exciting.
Always amusing, anyway.
Too much caffeine. He's not terribly accurate sometimes, but he is enthusiastic.
Always. Having the extra 4 laps, this is one of the longest races in the championship. How much of a difference is that going to make to you in terms of, lifting and coasting? Are we going to see more overtakes that we didn't really see last year in Battersea?
Yeah, definitely. It's last year was nearly a flat-out race in the end. This year it's going to be a lot of coasting, and when you have a lot of coasting, that means you're going to have a lot of overtaking. It's going to be a challenge, and the problem when you get to save so much energy is that as soon as you go a little bit over target, to come back, you really got to lose more time than actually what you gained. So it's going to be a challenge, but again, it's going to be a great season final, and these two guys up front fighting with 1 point between each other. It's going to be something, something to watch.
Spectacular, I'm sure.
Can you get in amongst them, these guys up front here?
Well, as a race driver, you're always doing your race. I remember last year with Seb in race 2 or race 1, I don't remember, we get pretty close, and you got to do your race, but you also got to make sure that that you're not silly, and that you don't do something that takes them out. But at the same time, we have a lot at stake for Dragon Racing in the team's championship, and I can still catch Sam. He's not too far off for 3rd position, so that's also something. But yeah, let's hope that it's a clean race, and hopefully both of the top guys are going to get fan boosted as well, so that it's fair for both of them.
Oh, well, thanks, Rome, and we wish you all the best of luck.
Thanks,
now,
man.
before we head down to the Renault garage, there's one lady who needs to come and join us. Come on, Jenny Gow, ITV's host presenter, come and join us. She slopes in with no cake.
No cake. What is this? You call this a party?
So,
no, that's your cake. Do I want your half-eaten cake?
Probably not.
He's charming, isn't he? So
Yes.
lovely. Now,
Perfect host.
it's nice to see you in the pit lane. We miss you.
I know,
What's your
it's
experience here so far?
Lovely to be here and actually get a bit hands-on, looking at the cars and being able to really interact with everybody here. And it's kind of a shame that we don't get the opportunity to do it more often, but 2 days back to back here in London. I mean, it's the event that everyone dreams of, isn't it, in motorsport? Everyone would love to be doing what we're doing this weekend. So to be here, to be able to enjoy it, is just fantastic.
It's on the big channel as well.
Yes, we are on ITV. I always call it ITV1, but it's not. It's just ITV. Throughout the weekend, for the race, we'll have an hour build-up and lots of analysis, and I think you guys are doing some bits with us as well. So all hands on deck.
Who's your money on?
Exactly, I know, come on. We're gonna ask.
Sebastian Vettel, Jack? Oh no, wrong sport, sorry. Jack always says Sebastian Vettel come every race weekend in Formula One, so it's just carrying that theme
Creature
through.
of habit.
One day it'll work.
Yeah, no. It's just so close, isn't it? I would kind of like to see it going to Sunday, because that would be good drama. As for Buemi de Grassi, I don't mind.
Come on, one name.
Jeez, go.
You're
come
keeping
on.
Buemi waiting at the other end of the pit lane.
Well, de Grassi then.
Okay.
Well, that makes it simple.
Oh, fickle.
Well, Jenny, thank you, and we can't wait to see
Have
you again
fun.
tomorrow.
Thanks,
Remember
Jenny.
to tune in to Jenny's show, ITV. In the meantime, do you want our cake? Right. I think we need to put this cake down. It's getting a little bit awkward.
I'll give it
just
to
got
one of the...
serious in this end. Didn't it?
Okay, I can see Sebastian Buemi over here. Let's see if we can grab a word with the man. Sebastian, come and join us, and Nico as well.
Want some cake?
Oh, cake? Anyone for cake? We're going to give some
There we
cake
go.
away.
Someone's taking my
I
cake.
would-
I'm going to
I'd
put
be
the cake
very
down.
careful with that cake if I were you.
It's gone.
Jack,
I couldn't eat it all.
are you sure?
Yeah, that's not the way we eat a cake.
Okay, fine. I know. Okay. Do you eat it with a fork in Switzerland?
Maybe when I start from one end, I keep going.
Okay.
Especially when you want to offer it to other people, you don't buy it in the same place.
Okay.
He doesn't
fine.
actually want to share it. He's just being polite. Now, guys, obviously a massive, massive weekend for you, both in the Teams Championship and in the Drivers' Championship. I mean, Sebastian, how are you feeling coming into the race tomorrow? The pressure is kind of really on, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's for everyone the same. Even so, we obviously fight for the championship, but for Abt, it's going to be the same. So we want to have a clean weekend, and hopefully qualifying will be, for everyone the same conditions. We know it could be a bit different like last year, but we are confident we have a good car and a good team.
Nico, obviously you're not in the championship fight like Seb, but the Teams Championship, that must be just as important for Renault.
Yeah, for sure, it's a lot of pressure on us. We want to finish like last year, and hopefully can bring the other title too. So if we can bring both titles, would be nice. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Long weekend, 2 races, and need to stay focused until the end.
How did you feel last year, Seb, when you left London? Obviously not very happy. I appreciate that. But does coming back here, bring bad memories?
No, of course not. I had pole position on Saturday and then the win. So I came here last year with a big deficit. Obviously, I could have done better on the Sunday, but the deficit was massive because we had this problem in Moscow with the pit in time. But in the end, it was still a good weekend. I think I was the one that scored the most points last year here, so it can be bad. But when you lose it for 1 point, it's always a bit bad.
Yeah. And Nico, I know we talked about the Teams Championship, but in the Drivers' Championship, what can you do to help Seb? And how far will you go?
I think it's Seb is my teammate and my friend, so I will help. If he's behind and needs the points, for sure I will let him through. I will not act badly to any of the Abt guys, but if I can help him in a fair way, I should do it, and I think it's normal.
Now, I know we're focusing on this weekend, but let's have a quick chat about season 3 as well, because you're both signed up for next year. How has testing been going? And do you think we're going to see that much of a marked difference between the cars from this year and next season?
Yeah, we've been testing quite a lot. We have an amount of days we can do, so we basically try to use them all. And no, clearly it looks like all the other teams are going towards our solution. So we are improving it. It's not going to be a massive change like it was this year. It's just going to be fine-tuning.
Guys, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll
Have a
be
good
keeping our
weekend.
fingers crossed for you this weekend.
Let's move on, shall we?
Yes, let's.
sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
Gone.
Jack.
It's gone.
he's dropped his cake. I threw my cake earlier. I think
hopefully
someone
that
trod on
doesn't
it.
Leave it at
interfere with the race result this weekend if the car slips on your cake that you dropped.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If they get a slow walk out of the pit lane, let's go out.
Shall we
into
go
the
this
safety
way?
Them
stuff.
already.
Yeah, let's do that.
I can
No,
Oh, look at this.
Willis Acosta, come on,
guys,
join
how are you?
us. We haven't
Hi.
seen you this weekend.
doing?
How are
Nice
you?
to
Good. Yeah.
This is your first time in London, in the track.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. I saw Dario the other day, and the track is so. I mean, it's a challenge. It's a massive challenge. You know, off camera, it changes all the time. Then bumpy, wet, damp, under the trees. I mean,
Keep you on your toes. How similar is this to what you experienced when practicing on the simulator?
it's a little bit harder, I have to say. You know, the simulator obviously is a very good help. You know where to go, right, left, and roughly where to brake. A little bit, you know, secrets, technique, and this and that. But when you actually come here and you walk the track, it's a whole different thing. And bumpy under brakes and this and that. You'll be locking front, left, right, rear, whatever. So it's gonna be a challenge. Mistakes here will be so easy. And I think for you guys out there in commentating the
gonna
race,
keep them
will be
busy.
mega.
Yeah, I love the fact that rather than say, oh, there's bumps, there's this, there's that, you said, look, there's bumps, it's a challenge. It's a
love
way to differentiate yourself
I
from
think
your
the drivers
competition.
can do, you know, there's slightly differences in the car, obviously, but I think this track, the driver can do a slightly more of a difference for the good and the bad, you know, so it's interesting.
And what about in the changes of surface as well? Because, you know, down at turn 1, they've resurfaced that again, and there are still quite a few parts of the track that are very different, very slippy.
Yeah, especially today, you know, it was raining earlier, and then even if it dries out, like there's places that are in the shadow and there's leaves and trees and this, so it
Turn
won't.
3, for instance, going into the chicane. Did you have a little moment earlier?
I had a couple, yeah.
It was on
I was
TV.
even expecting, I was turned in and then I'm completely facing the other way. But, you know, it's things like this, but, you know, it's like you said, I love this kind of, it's not, again, super flat, big, wide escape roads, whatever. You know, this, you make a mistake, you will pay for it. And the one thing that is sure is that it is the same for everyone. So, you know, if I hit the wall, well, I overpushed it, so we'll see.
Last question, Antonio. No one's watching. Are you going to be in Formula E next year?
Yes.
Who are you
With
going to be driving
who?
with?
I can't pronounce, the name is... You
can't pronounce it?
I don't know, I don't know.
Notice I didn't ask that question. As
So it's
an
official.
ex-driver to a driver, I'm not going to ask you that
No,
one.
what I can say is we're very close. I don't want to give anything away. I think it's also a very bad kept secret anyway. But I don't want to give anything away. And we're about to sign things. And what I want to say is that I really want to be here for the long term. And I think the championship is growing massively. And I looked for the tools to give me the chance to fight with these guys. And I just want the chance. Then if I can't do it, then they're better than me. But looking for the chance, and then let's see what we can do.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks,
well,
man.
so much luck this
Have a good
weekend.
weekend.
Good. Take care.
Where do you think he's going to end up, Nicki?
Oh, that's a bit of a tricky one. I'm going to go P5.
I mean, what team?
Oh, right. I thought you meant in the race.
I knew what he meant.
Does it have the word cheater in?
I don't know. We'll wait.
Look.
We will have to
Some
wait
more
and see.
drivers now.
Aha.
Hello, Lucas.
Swap there. This one's better, I think.
Lucas Degrassi, how are
What a
you?
coincidence.
Hi, man.
See you guys here.
How you doing?
Very well, and you?
I almost ran you out. Down this morning, I was doing a track walk in a car, and you were coming in this morning. I was here very early.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Great
Well, I'm glad
story.
you didn't. I didn't glad you
Should I
didn't
tell
run him over.
that?
Yeah.
Should I tell that story again? Hey, man. How are you?
Right, so guys, how are you feeling? Obviously, another big weekend for both you as a driver and as for the team. Tell us where you're at, what your thoughts are.
Yeah, it's a great weekend. London is a great track. The circuit is extremely difficult, very challenging for the drivers, and we'll miss Battersea Park for sure. But I'm also very sure that we can find other places in London to have races in the future.
Where would you like to be in London then?
Well,
If it wasn't Battersea Park.
ideally around St James Park.
Nice.
that will be
Good
the
idea.
that. Actually, I
Can you
run.
have a few words? Because you do seem to know everyone, so could you sort that out?
Well, I don't know the new mayor, so.
Well, you've got a year to work on it, okay?
And my favorite prime minister also resigned, so it's not the best time.
I don't think we're going to get bogged down
No,
in that.
okay. Right, let's not start talking about Brexit,
Let's
okay?
talk about something
Back
not
to racing.
controversial. So, team orders.
Was that a question? Or?
I don't know. No. This weekend, championships on the line. What is the situation with that? How far do you guys go with it? I asked the Renault Edams guys the same question.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we both got to do our job. That's the main important thing. We have to have 2 good races, no matter what. But then, of course, if we are in a situation, I think where I can sort of help him or he's behind me, I'm not going to be in his way. I think that's quite clear. But yeah, in the end, I think what we want is that, first of all, there's no weather gamble and stuff like this, and then just having him and Buemi fight it out fair and square on track. This would be the ideal scenario, and him winning Drivers' Championship and us Team Championship, and then we're all happy.
More celebrations, because you had a pretty good run in Berlin. So you're on a roll.
Yes, as far as I remember, the celebration was good. Yeah, it was.
You didn't miss another flight, did you?
No, actually I had a flight, but yeah, I
got
managed to book it at the end of the day. Like it was at the end of the day, so I had some time to.
So you had a
Learn
day
it.
of recovery.
Yeah, I learned from Long
Right.
Beach.
You know, you have a beer sponsor. You might as well use it, correct?
Exactly. Yeah, we're just trying to be, with our partners, promoting their stuff, and that's what we're here for.
Lucas, how different does it feel arriving, 1 point in front rather than last year where you were sort of the outside shot really at taking the title?
It doesn't change my approach really. Still 20% of the championship to go. Everybody's talking about final, but there's a lot of points on. Tomorrow is not the final. The final is Sunday. Tomorrow should be considered as a normal race. So I will try to win it, the same as I did in the past races. And then for Sunday, then you take a different approach. You see how the championship points are, and then you try to win it with every tool you have. If that's trying a more aggressive strategy or a more aggressive race because you're behind, or be more conservative you're in front. But it's early to talk about a final for tomorrow. Tomorrow is just another race.
And how much of a difference do you think it's going to make? You were talking about it earlier. It is one of the longest races now in the season. Overtaking last year, we really struggled, but it might be easier this year. So is qualifying as important?
Qualifying is always important in city tracks, but yes, the race being 33 laps, not 29, and we are using 170 kilowatt power in the race, not 150, makes a big difference. The amount of energy you have to save is a lot, is the biggest amount in the whole championship, similar to Mexico in a way. So it makes overtakes possible. Not easy, but possible. So of course, you have also the beautiful British weather, which is sunshine, 10 minutes, rain, another 10 minutes. That could play something.
Yeah.
But in the end, the championship will, the championship in London will be extremely difficult for qualifying, for management energy in the race, and for the fight.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we'll be keeping our fingers crossed for sunshine all weekend, so it's a fair race the whole time. Thank
have to
you.
keep a lot of fingers crossed.
Well,
Best of luck.
I can do about 4, 2 each.
It's interesting that approach, Dario. Don't you?
To win a championship, I really liked last year, because last year his head was blown up after.
Assistant. Do you think that is going to play to his strengths when we've got a double header? It's already an intense day doing it in a one race day format. Having Saturday and Sunday, it's a lot of pressure on you, but because he is so cool and calm and consistent, do you think that's going to actually work to him as an advantage as opposed to Sebastian Buemi, who might struggle?
I think Sebastian's more mercurial, definitely. Lucas is a smart driver. That makes him hard to beat, and he's also got the pace, and I think the cars are fairly equal at the moment. So I would, if I'm Sebastian, I'm thinking I've got a fight on my hands.
Hi guys, how are you?
Pretty good, thank
How
You
are you?
alright?
All good?
All good, yeah.
What do you think of Battersea? First time at this track.
Small and bumpy.
Is
Nothing
that
more to
a
say.
challenge in a positive way?
It is.
answer right there.
Or are you nervous?
No, but I think when it rains here, it's going to be really tricky. It's going to be a real challenge to keep out of the wall. So it's good.
Good. I mean, Simona, you started off your Formula E career here. How do you think things have gone over the last season? Are you happy with the way that Formula E has progressed?
Yeah, it was okay. I think my season was, could have been better. Didn't start off really well, but the last few races have been pretty good because we've been running in the top 10, and I think that's a good goal for us. But yeah, coming back to Battersea, it's exciting. You know, that's number one. It's not.
Yeah.
No.
So what can you guys do this weekend then? Moving on to questions.
Yeah. Well, I think, top 10 is what we're aiming for. And, Robin has finished, I think, 6th in Berlin. So I think if we can be up there, I think it's going to be good. And if it rains, you never know. Everything can happen in the rain, and maybe a podium could be in it too.
And Robin, I've got one question for you. Amlin have now been taken over by the brand that you can see in the back, MS. What does that stand for?
But to me, some of quick and don't understand why. So there's a lot of thinking and analyzing what's actually happening in the middle of the corner. I had that once in Punta del Este, in FP1, FP2, I was P6 twice, and then I went to the qualify and I was P12. I'm like, what happened? And just in every single corner, I lost a half a tenth, just a little bit, and you don't really feel it. So it's really hard to be on the limit with the car, and if you cross it, there's a wall. So it's a good challenge.
Anything to add?
Yeah, I think the race also is quite different than any type of racing. You usually, like what I'm used to in IndyCar, you're going full tilt most of the time and have a little bit of fuel saving, things like that. But now we have to manage the energy pretty much from lap 1, and that can be pretty tricky sometimes because you get pressure from behind and you want to attack, and you still have to manage the energy. So a lot more things that, as a driver, you have to deal with when you're racing out there.
Well, guys, thank you so much. Yeah,
Thanks,
good
guys.
luck for the weekend. Good luck over those bumps. Right.
Do a lot of drivers not like you when you were a driver?
Probably.
Do you remember the argument?
I remember a couple of small arguments.
Heated
with
moments.
Simona, but yeah, when you're in that position, it's so intense what you're doing, and you're not always going to be best friends, even with your friends.
That is true. Emotions are running high.
Yeah, and it's a serious
You might
business.
say things you regret.
Nice to see you.
Hello, how are you? Nice to see you.
Yeah, not bad.
What do you think of being Battersea Park in London?
Welcome to the weather of here for today, but
No one's ever going to want to come back if London does reappear on the calendar. They're going to dread it.
I love it. It's mega. It'll change. The weather's changeable. It's
yeah, no, it's very good. And for tomorrow, I hope the first session will be keep like this, because otherwise we're going to be struggling a little bit. But it's same for everyone. So let's see. Yeah.
And what about the track itself?
From my little experience in Formula E from last 2 races, compared with this one, is extremely bumpy, and we had some little problem of the car in the shakedown. So we will do something to help it. And the track itself is quite challenging with a lot of high speed corner. And tomorrow we will push to see when we are doing the normal lap. Yeah.
And do you think you're starting to get to grips with the Formula E car, more with time, and now that this is another race that you're at?
Yeah, sure. After 2 races, more family with that. And in this race, we're going to try to run as much mileage as we can to use to that. And for sure, it's take time to reach the good level of the limit of the car. So I just need more mileage. Yeah.
And is your teammate Antonio Felix Costa been helping you and giving you any tips?
Yeah, he's a very
being
helpful
friendly?
guy. Yeah, yeah, sure. For sure, he will try to hide the best skills. But anyway, yeah, he is a good guy, and we share the information and data to compare.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, help me learn fast. Yeah.
Do you think it's a big benefit coming back? You're racing tomorrow, obviously, then coming back on Sunday, same track, and a completely new chance to do a race day?
It depends. In somehow it's help, because you have more mileage on the same track and you know what you can improve. But on the other hand, is when you try to improve more and you push more, it is more risk as well. So it's on 2 ways to say that. Yeah.
And what do you think the weather's going to do? Yes, rain.
I think that's the best answer.
Who knows? But prepare for the worst.
Everything's good.
It's full season in one day, or perhaps in one weekend at least. Anyway.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Yeah. Good luck for the race.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It is kind of sad though that this is the last time we'll be racing here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. But there's other options, for London, and it seems that there's more people wanting to have races now than the calendar provides for. So that's good.
Do you think St James's Park or down Pall Mall?
Either.
All round there would be phenomenal, wouldn't
Yeah, it would be.
Take either.
So if anyone's watching,
it? Exactly.
Prime Minister, Mayor of London.
Look.
Yeah, I know. This is where we're going now. Can we just stand here and wait?
Is it time for dinner? Oh,
Yeah.
almost. I think we've got about 2 minutes to
Exactly.
go. There's also quite a lot of activity happening this weekend. We've got have you seen the music stage?
Yeah.
Mega, isn't it?
Massive stage. There's a huge concert that's going to be going along. So if anyone is coming down to Battersea, there's some upcoming artists who will be kind of singing their hearts out, trying to perform and create lots of noise.
No, I'm not.
Giving it
I'm
a
not.
miss.
But if you're not coming down, even if you are coming down, you can still vote in the fan boost. #fan boost. # the driver name. At the moment, it's Sebastian Buemi, who is at the top of the fan boost standings. So that could all change come the race on Saturday.
Absolutely. Also, the other thing that you've got to do, if you've got Snapchat on your phone, we're going to be doing a live story. If you can follow the Formula E live story on Snapchat. Are you doing that now,
I haven't got
Jack?
Snapchat, I just
haven't got Snapchat?
Snapchat, not savvy at all.
Oh dear.
He was proud he got WhatsApp
Millennials
today.
that are watching, get on Snapchat and follow the Formula E live story, and you can contribute to that as well if you're here. We've got to have a quick finale. Lucas Di Grassi or Sebastian Buemi, who are you going to go for?
I think that after Le Mans, it would be impossibly harsh on Buemi for him to miss out on the Formula E title as well. So I'm going Sebastian Buemi.
So that's following your heart, not your head?
Yes. No, also my head, I think.
Okay. Dario?
I think both would be worthy champions. Both can get it done, and there's not one of them stands out. You would have to say Di Grassi is going to be difficult to beat, though, simply because I think he's mentally strong. I think the Abt car is now the equal of the Renault.
So you're going for Di Grassi?
I'll go with Di Grassi just to be contrary to you.
Well, that makes it fair
Sam
at
Bird's
least.
still
Why
got a
not?
shot, though. Is that who you're going for?
yeah, come on, Sam. So for Sam Bird to win, neither Lucas Di Grassi or Sebastian Buemi can get any points, and Sam has to bag all 60 that are
Nicki is
available.
Kidnapping them both.
Come on,
tonight.
Sam. Well, that makes it fair at least. Well, you can watch the action from tomorrow. The race will be live 4 o'clock local time. And of course, we then have the grand finale. It's a double-header race weekend, so the championship will hopefully be decided on Sunday. So much excitement to look forward to. It's going to be a nail-biting end, so please tune in. And that's all from our very final live chatty here in Battersea Park, and we'll see you for season 3.